Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Be fruitful and become many.
All right. Welcome to House Blood. I'm your DM and host, Gray, and I'm here with your players, Eddie.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the outer boy Tratin that is of the bastard class variety. And then I also, on occasions, play Eddie and many other characters with a similar naming scheme, because I am a bastard.
Followed with Aluya.
Greetings, Nita here. I play Alia Oblak, the variant human cleric sorcerer. Thank you.
As well as our friend Cupcake.
Hi guys, I'm a born again virgin.
Okay,
so
alright. Fucking do it again.
I'm sorry, born again virgin?
What?
Well, I'm born again.
How does that
I'm reincarnated.
I mean, if he's dead and becomes a zombie, he is reborn again.
Hello, I am Malvet Sohafidash, risen from the dead. I play a wooden golem, druid, and you guys can figure out the rest of what has changed in Malvet's life.
Apart from being dead. Alright, and finally Moomin.
Hello! I play Seer, a fire genasi artificer that tries their best not to be murdered by the cruel world of this DM, because he's cruel. He's gonna kill my character once I get to a city, so prepare for that.
Absolutely, no hesitation. Last time, our brave heroes decided to talk to a tribe of cute porcupines. After making friends with the lord of the Prick Prick tribe, Lord Num Nums, they became friends, hugging it out, and they ended up getting a few useful items before deciding to go through a tunnel to a fort ruled by the Goblin King Gungra. But before going through the tunnel, Mavet, with his large size, thought it'd be better to go alone, traveling overland and seeking the attention of the wolf that's been hunting them. Well, after a chase scene and being controlled by the very parasite that he made friends with, he killed the wolf but lost himself in the process. The other party decided to get up to hijinks. Eddie snuck into a siege engine of a machine, killed all the goblins inside, took control of it, and the party decided to stomp everything within the fort with their new machine, their new ride. After that, Eddie decided to plant some mushrooms, some spores into the ground to grow something. while also scouting underneath in a tunnel, following the footsteps of Gungra. Did I forget anything?
The only thing is that after they stealth, they realize, oh shit, it's dangerous. So they came back, and now they're with us again, trying to plan whether we continue forward, or, you know.
Yepperoni, fresh and fruity. All right. You guys ready to get back onto the map?
Yep, just the three of us and Seer's new construct.
All right.
Or you could even say the tree of us.
No,
Hi.
I would prefer not to.
Hi.
I appreciated it.
I didn't. In
I
fact, I
want to
hated
give
it.
you. I want to give him 50 experience for making the GM cry and cringe.
You get 5 EXP for making me cringe. And that's serious.
I'll take 5 experience to the bank. I could spend it on 5 more inches.
God damn it, make it 55.
Thought so.
You got me with the inch joke. Alright. Let's switch up the music. Let's get back into this. You know, I kind of want to start off the scene a little bit here. So you planted this thing in the ground, Mega. How fast is this thing growing?
Like, I was at least imagining a situation where it's more like a slow at first, but then essentially starts to pick up pace.
All right. Before you,
kind of like one of those like exponential growth kind of things.
Yeah. Kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk. And that's why I imagine. Like the sprout, then the sudden surge. Before you begin to tell me what this looks like, Luya Seer, what's your reaction to this? Because we really didn't get both your point of views seeing Eddie's behavior.
Did he come back to grow some more mindfuck out here? Is that like the time and place for this?
No, I could definitely say from the short time we've been together, they don't just do it in the middle of danger, especially when they just left. I feel like they would go into their pen if they were going to do something like that. And I think they're doing something else.
Think it will work?
I'm very much in the mentality of I only believe it when I see it. So, if it works, then it works. And then we continue on making it work further.
Good, I think the same.
All right.
But I was about to say, it's like,
Sure, Eddie.
I think that we should plan. I'll take this thing, though, while we plan, though.
Okay.
All right, Eddie. Flavor it up for me.
Yeah, so as Eddie has like buried this again, I'll do like a re-underline for everybody else, like like these mushrooms are not normal. This mushroom does in fact have a face on the head. That sounds redundant, but it's not. Or on the cap rather. But But as Eddie buries it into the ground, he places his hand onto the area and starts to breathe out. And like breathe in a bit and then like exhaling even more. And as he does so, the area just above where he had buried the mushroom begins to fill up with a dense smoke that begins to become absorbed like by the mound. And he just keeps breathing it out and out and out. And that's when the first sprout.
Yeah. As this is growing along, Cupcake, you mind like elaborating on this, like what this looks like?
I am Groot.
Aww.
Unfortunately, we don't have the rights to that, and you just got our campaign canceled. Thank you.
Oh, I meant group. Okay. So, what this looks like as we see the mindfuck being planted in the ground, the swirling of the smoke penetrating the mound. Oh, why am I forgetting the word that Mega just said? It's the little thing that comes out of a seed, a sprout. That's what
There
it
you
is.
go. You want to take two on that?
As we see the smoke penetrating the mound, the little sprouts coming from the spore head are a little gnarled, but they also look fresh, half and half it seems. It seems to know where it's growing now instead of being confused about where it should be going. Am I like a full body yet so I could explain that?
Yeah, go right ahead. Like Eddie was explaining, it starts off slow, then it begins to surge.
As we see someone who looks pretty similar to Mauvette, you see less jagged edges, less vines of thorny nature. If you look upon Mauvette's face, although there has never been many features, you see a calm aura about him, no longer confused, no longer wondering, broken on the inside, the synapses not connecting in his mind. For now, everything has been made sense. Everything. It just makes sense. From where he started to where he must go. He seems also a little slimmer now, as he may have not needed to be so angry anymore. He can finally pull back his shoulders and relax a little bit.
What's baby's first words?
I am Mauvette.
As Eddie has like coughed out the last bit, she's like, "Hold on, bruh, I just need a smoke." Pulls out his vape pen and like starts breathing that in a bit.
Can't imagine the finger held in the air.
And as Mauvette sees Eddie going for a toke, he comes up, and I'm just going to assume I'm not fully grown yet. I might be about half size. I go up I go up to Eddie,
Daddy?
and I just feel like we have to wait till the after hours episodes for that. Go up to Eddie, and I just you can feel a sense of calming coming over Mavet as he just feels at ease and a strong connection is brought to him by Eddie as he goes up to give him a hug.
Hmm. Yeah.
So as you go over, he does so, albeit like a one-armed hug, as he still has the strong urge to smoke. But
Thank you, Eddie, for helping me make this connection. It all makes sense now.
Yellow gleam in your eyes, Mavet.
I
Aaliyah's gonna
finally feel the mini.
What was that, Aaliyah?
Aaliyah's just gonna look to her like, oh, it's Mavet? At this point, she's like, everything's like crazy impossible right now. But I'm glad he's back.
I'll have to investigate how they did that. For now, though, I think we need them, especially kind of looking back to the whole, Eddie came out of.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to go down and finish the job, I would say.
so as Eddie finally feels like he can breathe properly now, so he's going to look down at Mavet and just like, oh yeah, bro, that's right. We kind of sort of found, well, not found the Goblin King, but we found where he went.
That is amazing indeed. I guess I must have gotten here rather quick. All I remember is seeing the wolf and then just darkness. And now I'm here. I may have gotten knocked out.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Sort of, you look different. Do you think it'll be okay to move forward with us?
I
They all
believe it
stare
is
intently.
yeah. I believe it's imperative I stay with my brother here.
Oh, but I think he's coming too, so that's why I asked.
That's not the first time I heard that.
Not the first time I've been lied to.
Sometimes people get nervous, okay?
I swear, baby, this never happens.
So yeah, bro, if you feel you're up to it, like, I plan on coming down too, so well, not coming down anytime soon, but
Keep in mind, it is still dark out. It is in the evening going on tonight. I know the map doesn't reflect that, but I want you guys to be able to, see rather than have it dark as hell.
Right, and you said that there was some sort of light sources so Aaliyah could see, right? You had like torches and stuff.
No, it was mainly the machine. which is
Got it.
still on. So yeah, that is a light source. What do you all do?
So, I could already tell you that we might need to. It kind of like looks back down, like take care of the problem there, mainly because while we have this thing up here, whatever they're doing down there is creating more of these spawn. They're not really, I would say, normal. But also, if we're able to remove whatever's down there, it might give us closer answers to why a genius of a dwarf is working with Genasi, as well as possibly be able to figure out this large fire Genasi they keep speaking of. At least that's what I would think.
Well, we can't bring this machine down there, so is there a way for you to, like, take out the source that makes it go so no one else could use it? And then if need be, you can bring it back and make it go again?
That's what I was actually trying to investigate while you were having fun playing with the controllers.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was very exciting.
No, don't apologize.
Investigation check.
Guidance.
Aluya proceeds to do the Konami code.
Yeah, DC 15. DC 20 for additional information.
I mean, lucky for you, I'm good at investigation.
Yeah, I know. And you rolled.
Lucky for you, I'm not wearing
I'm gonna
pants.
do my. Well, I get guidance, so that means I get a 20.
Okay. So you got 20. So base information, you figured out where the control is, like the central device that keeps this thing going. Looking at the engine, it honestly isn't that big. It's fairly small. It is essentially the heart of this machine. It's near the base. And you see like this steampunk-ish engine with multiple tubes fanning out with a manifold going to many different locations in this machine. The good news is you know where it is. The bad news is it looks like it was installed by goblins and it's very haphazard. You don't feel confident that you can take it out safely and put it back in. What I'm getting at is either it has to stay on or permanently shut off.
I mean, I have a simpler solution on how to deactivate this without something to steal it.
All right. Let's see
So
what you got.
you described that the handles were very like simple, right?
Pulley
To
system,
activate
yes.
Well, what you really simply do is you don't break the machine apart and turn it off. What you do is you take away the steering wheel, basically.
Yes,
And to guarantee taking away the steering wheel too, you don't just take the ropes and the pulley part, you take the pulley itself away too. So if they try to activate it, it's very much like, I can't operate it, it's missing its essential parts.
Mm.
So I could leave that thing in there, and if someone steals it, well, that's okay. But what I'll probably do is I won't fully take it out. What I'll do is I'll disconnect the pipings and stuff and whatever, and
Okay.
basically make it so it's like, all right, unless someone knows how to put this together, they won't be able to run it. Kind of like a half between state, yeah.
All right. I'm still gonna require a check to deactivate this safely. If you're not gonna mess with the engine, that's fine. Safely, I'm gonna say. I'm trying to think what would be good for this. I wouldn't say. I'm gonna say a straight dexterity check, unless you have a skill you can push for here.
Let's see. I actually would put intelligence instead of dex mainly because I'm not gonna rush it. I'm very much gonna take my time, but I'm gonna make sure it's like easier to memorize taking it apart.
Yeah, I can do that. A straight intelligence check, DC 17 to safely turn it off.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mega, blow my dice.
Mega, blow me.
I thought you'd never ask.
I've been waiting for this moment for years. Alright, what do you got?
An 18.
Ah, lucky
I
girl.
guidance you.
Yep.
And a 19 possibly.
Okay.
I'll roll it just.
Everybody's lucky when they get a blowy from Mega.
Alright.
I always ask Mega.
Okay.
It's technically 21 then.
Alright, flavor this up for me. Like, go in detail. Like, I'm gonna say this will take a couple hours, because again, you're not going fast. What do you do to turn off this machine?
So very much, they're gonna look at Aluya and Eddie and Tiny Mavet and be like, if you need to do other things, prepare in others' ways. I'd say to do that. I'm gonna make sure this is inoperable. And then they kind of just like put on some gloves, start climbing up this machine, and they start just like doing the thing that seems strange. Because their mentality is the simplest solution is always the best solution.
Mm.
As they just start ripping out ropes and pulleys.
Mm-hmm.
Not like ripping out, but basically very much like, all right, this won't work if you take this piece out, chuck it out the back, and handing it to Aluya to throw in their bag. Like bunch of parts, I'm just giving Aluya. As it's just being chucked out. It's not gonna break. It's not very fragile. These are goblins. If you gave them fragile parts, they probably would never build this thing.
Mm.
So it's very much like they're just throwing things that's like not gonna break and being like, all right, here's a ton of rope, here's a ton of this. Oh, and be careful with this explosive device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay, got it.
Oh shit. This is a good reaction.
Why do they use a dagger for a handle? Why does it still have a blade?
Why is there still blood on it?
Oh, well, there's your reason why. Rips out Goblin.
Oh, will it smell in there?
I
It
mean,
smells.
it's gonna be a pretty awful thing because apparently they made the Goblin a part of the machine.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't know how.
There's tubes
But I know
going
for a
into
fact
a
it's
fucking
essential.
goblin.
Like an angel.
But basically, it's very much like they're just eventually when they get finished, they deactivated it so that if they want to turn it back on, they can. And then no one else can just steal it. And if they try to steal it, they'll have to steal just the bottom part. But it sounds like the bottom part is very much like it's small, and it's like, okay, unless someone knows what they're taking, they can't take it really.
Mm. All right. So, what do you guys do? Is nighttime? Do we take a short rest, long rest? Are you guys going to keep trucking forward? What's the game plan here?
I mean, if you wanted to save time, everybody else could get a short rest while I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm good for whatever. I did take damage, so.
Hmm. Well, it's more towards possibly suffering from exhaustion.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind resting, even if it's for a little bit.
What about born again virgin Mavet?
I'm just good admiring Eddie over here as I grow my morning wood.
Hmm.
Well,
Yes.
evening wood, but still pretty good stuff.
Uh, all right. So it sounds like a short rest by the sounds of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless anyone says otherwise. Well, everyone can take a short rest. Anything you gotta do, go right ahead and do it. Then we'll, unless there's any RP in between then and when Seer's done deactivate the machine, we'll pick up with Seer with fucking oil across her face. Okay. Seer, oil across your face. What do you say?
All right. So, before I say anything else, though, to the whole group, Oluya, you better have put that goblin into there. It's an essential piece.
I did. It was gross. I mean, some of the skin was coming off the cheek, but I did it.
Okay, I just had to make sure. Regardless, though, this thing's deactivated.
Okay.
Now, if we find no use for it, I'll take the engine later. But for now, if something tried to hijack this, they would not be able to, since I gave you all the parts. They would have to make new parts right off the bat. For now, shall we pursue forward down into the depths?
I'm ready. I will stay behind you. I can't see very well, but I'll make sure no one comes up behind you.
All right.
So yeah, let's go take care of a bad little dude.
Okay. So you guys go into the hatch, going down the rope ladder, and eventually find yourself in some water. Let's bring you over to the map. Okay. Yes. So you find yourself inside of a some water that's about up to your knees, along with the strange purple and blue foliage and grass inside of this cavernous tunnel. I want to ask, my vet, how are you getting used to your body?
I feel to be growing, not only physically but spiritually, at a very nice rate.
Mm-hmm.
Still working out my legs. I got a little tight ham binds, but
Mm-hmm.
everything is going well.
All right. Like, how's your skin look?
My skin is a lot less rough than the last time we have seen Mavet. It's no longer black and dark oak ash wood. It's now of a lighter color, and if you examine Mavet just a little bit more around the torso, you start seeing just an eerie similarity to Eddie and his
Mm.
vape pen. As you see what was once there with thorny vines now seems to be smoky tendrils.
Nice. All right. Can everyone see the map?
Yeah. Just position me so I'm behind Seer, please.
I don't want to. All right. So yeah, you hear a rush of water. What do you all do?
A quick question. If I were to put on a light for myself, not very bright, would that be bad? I just want to ask. I really can't see very well, like at all, to be honest.
Oh, I was
Well,
gonna be. Oh, go on.
when I was down here earlier, I mean, I guess I only really came across like one bad little dude, but they were kind of like hiding in a puddle. I don't know if they're still there though.
Mhm. All right, well, I'll put on my light. I am in the back.
Oh, right. I think they were like invisible in the water, so maybe keep that in mind.
Oh, well, if you saw them and they were invisible, would that not mean they're not invisible because you saw them?
Oh no, like I saw them just like not with my eyes. I saw them with my brain.
Oluya just like nods and like, yep, makes total sense. Uh, she will apparate her spear and she'll just cast light at the tip. But she'll
Okay.
kind of stay like 5 feet back from Seer, uh, just to give space in case she has to quickly snuff it out. Because Eddie's in the lead, I assume.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, yeah, if Eddie's gonna take you to where he last saw the door, then it would be awkward if he was just like leading from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So let's give you a little bit of light. What's the dim and bright for that?
I believe it's 20 feet, a 20-foot sphere.
Okay, 20-foot sphere.
Yeah.
Wait, if it's the light spell, then it's 20 feet of bright and 20 feet of dim.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, so 20 bright, 40 dim, correct? Or is it 20/20?
Yeah, if
Yep.
it goes,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you get my meaning.
Yeah, I got you. Just want to make sure I'm putting it on right. Okay. There we go. All right. Explore. Keep in mind, if you guys get a little too crazy, I will pause the game. So try to move as a group, announce where you're going. If you go too far away or do something a little nuts, you might be taken aback by something.
I will burn a spell before we move forward to cast
Yep.
the invisibility.
Okay. All right.
DM, quick question. On those two
No.
potions that the Pick tribe gave us, how long do they last?
Okay, let me look at the items quick. Potion of item. Yep. Within 1 minute for the maximum power. Oil of sharpness. It takes a minute to apply. Lasts for 1 hour.
Okay.
Hmm.
And is this an action or a bonus action to use a potion?
Bonus action.
Okay.
Per
Thank you.
potion. Yeah, the oil itself is specifically going to take a minute. So if you want to spend 10 rounds applying the oil, you can.
I'll just ask Seer. Seer. Since we might get into trouble here, should I use one of the potions to help us out?
I don't think so in this case. I would say that one might be more useful in a situation when we really can't hurt something. In these cases, though, these goblins, they might be different, but they are still goblin variants.
Okay.
Mavet will cast Pass Without Trace on the party.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear.
Gracias, señor.
Okay. It's flavored this up for me.
You know what? I forgot. I'm born again. I cannot do it.
Born again?
Yep, so I have literally nothing on me, so I don't have my spell components or anything.
Yep.
So I take that back.
Now, did
Yes.
you get this from your druid spell list?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, that'd be the only way. Yep. All right. Go on. Seer?
I was just gonna say with see invisibility, I'm gonna be by Eddie so that if he has blind sight, so he could see things I can't see, but I could see things that are like obviously magically hidden.
Mm-hmm. Yepperuni, fresh and fruity. That is correct.
And I said I'm 5 feet behind her.
Okay.
But yeah, at least Eddie is going to do his best to retrace his steps.
Hmm.
So I guess coming up to this first, what seems to be an intersection?
Yep.
Or no,
A three-pronged fork in the road.
it's an intersection, just not a T intersection.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just to describe this a little bit better for you. Like I mentioned before, to your right, we have an obvious trap with a rope tripwire and a log that is hanging on the cavernous ceiling. Directly in front of you, there is a 5-foot puddle. To your left, there is a crescent-shaped hallway with a lot of mushrooms. Mm-hmm.
It's like Eddie points down the, yeah, I guess it would be like the middle one with the puddle. Yeah, that's where I saw the one hiding.
Would you like me to light them out?
I mean, honestly, that depends. Like, because like since I imagine Seer is looking in that direction, do they see that they're even still there?
Towards you said the puddle. Sorry, I was messing with something.
Yeah, toward the puzzle.
Yep.
Since she has see invisibility.
Yes,
Like
she
is he even
does
still there?
see the creature lying in wait if you're actively searching for it. It seems like it's a guard position for it. Although with its being submerged in water and whatnot, its visibility is limited to 5 feet in front of it and 5 feet behind it.
I could definitely see something in there. Now I could take the mean approach and put an orb of flames in there and boil the water. Or, well, I just make it so that it can't come out of the water itself.
Mm. What do you do?
Looks to Eddie, kind of like being like, so, do you want to go this path or the mushroom path?
I mean, like, I guess the one that makes the least noise. We don't want to get a lot of attention, right?
Agreed. Then,
I need to ask before you guys move on. Are you guys intentionally like sneaking around here?
I would say so, yeah.
If that's the case, I want a group stealth check, and we'll only re-roll it if you guys move on to new areas, and I will make note of it to the party when necessary. But for the most part, we'll let it ride. So give me a group stealth.
Oh my god.
7 from Mavet, 14 from Aluya,
Oh my god.
3 from Seer.
Well, that average is gonna be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let me do that average now. Oh, well.
I think it was pretty much a lost cause anyway, but
What the?
I rolled at disadvantage.
And you rolled the best, 9 from Eddie.
We
You
are
guys
able
screwed.
to avoid an ooze with a average of 8.25.
Don't worry, the passives are low. Yeah, we'll let it ride.
I don't okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And that's how we're going to handle stealth for like each section of this. This is just going to dictate how you guys handle each area. Because I don't want to clog it up with a shit ton of rolls. All right. You guys feel pretty stealthy. What do you do?
so I guess whichever of the two plans Seer was considering that were the air quote quietest option. Uh,
Well, the quietest option is to, in Seer's brain, go like, if that's a really simple trap here, we'll just take that path and see what's down that way. Thud, 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 thud.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I'm still getting used to these legs.
That's okay. Thud, 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 thud.
Leah's moving comically slow.
No.
Yes, I'm very sneaky. Hey, I'm the quietest out of all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no comic about it. You are the most stealthy. Okay.
I mean,
who
I
goes-
guess your legs are pretty twiggy right now, but you'll grow into them.
All right. Move along.
What I will do then is, as someone that could disable traps, I will disable traps along the way and try to spot for any more traps that. Because I feel like it's like, if it looks like a noose thingy that's simplified, but I'm sitting there go like, I would be angry if this goblin was smarter than they look. You disable this rope trap and it turns out a boulder falls on your head.
But yeah, so if you're disabling traps, are you leading? Yep. Okay.
I would have to.
Okay. Perception check first, then give me a disabling trap sounds like a sleight of hand. Okay.
And I'm gonna flash a genius to really not miss shit.
Okay.
Well, honestly, that's also something you can do with these tools, so...
Oh yeah, that's true.
I only mentioned it because you're in a you're in a class that gets expertise with thieves tools. So
Oh, you're right. So that technically means I can roll thieves tools instead of sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. All right, let's do it.
So first you did flash a genius, so that would make it an 18 for your roll.
16.
16. Okay. So as you're looking at the rope, you are correct, and Eddie's suspicions on his first little run-in here is there's more to meet the eye. The obvious rope is meant to basically trick anyone going through this hallway into trying to avoid the trap, as you see a razor-thin thread right behind it that looks like the true activator for this trap.
Where does this thread go?
As you look at the thread, it seems like it connects to two eye bolts. I shouldn't say eye bolts, but in the shape of eye bolts, essentially. So like a circular, yes, a circular hole with a large shaft, and it seems as if disconnecting this trap leads up to the log instead of the rope itself. The rope itself doesn't seem to go anywhere. It just looks like it's tied to each end of the wall.
I will take apart the rope. So I keep the rope.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
I will
no
look at
check
the group.
needed. Yep.
And then I'll look to the group and being like, it's super thin. Do be careful to walk over this. Thunk, 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 thunk.
Everyone make me perception with advantage. We're
Okay.
not
I'll
going to
look
do
back
group for
instead.
this one. I'm going to do individual.
You said perception?
Yeah, perception. Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I'm going to try to make it obvious for people to see.
Yeah, I
too.
know. That's why I'm having an advantage with an extremely low DC.
I forgot it was advantage. Oh, I'll look again.
Yep.
Sorry.
So far, looking good with... sorry, Seer. I didn't need one from you since you pointed out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. That'd be too mean of me.
16 from me.
Okay, 13 from Mavet. We have 16 from Aluya. And Eddie. Let's see what we got. 21. You're all fine. It was DC 10. That was just to see if, like, even after her pointed out, you lost track of the thread with how thin it is.
I want to imagine that
yeah.
that Eddie just like noodles by.
So, as you make your way to the end of the hallway, Aluya, you do see like a little a training center for the goblins. You see hay bales with arrows in them, along with a door with blood and soot on the ground in the shape of bodies. And even further down to the south, you see a corpse cut in half and a body also used for training practice. Seems very humanoid. Looks like their living area.
Well, if you want to keep moving forward, we could definitely do so. If someone wants to capture that goblin in the water, that we might be able to surprise it now, since this might be guarding the entrance that way, not this way.
I just need to specify with how high your checks are. The only thing he's looking out for is the space behind him and the space in front of him within 5 feet. Past that, he can't see or practically hear shit with how loud the water is.
That's what I was just saying, but the idea is that, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, Sayer's going to keep moving forward, but, like, letting people be able to stand somewhere safe. It's like walking around, making sure.
Yeah, walk around. Explore. I made this dungeon just for you.
I thought you made it for Eddie.
No, fuck Eddie. He breaks my dungeons.
But yeah, basically just spinning, looking through. So I'm just taking like each step at a time, like a solid couple seconds to look, making sure nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah. So as you come down, you do hear a little bit of cackling and giggling. And is coming from the south.
They sound really happy.
It must be tickle time.
The
Whatever.
little hard to hear from back here.
You don't want to hear it. It sounds rather weird. It's a goblin laughing. They laugh at everything, like a bucket.
What? Oh, that took me a second. Fuck. Uh, what do you guys do? You see living quarters to the south with a little bonfire, a cutting board with chicken, and a cart with a barrel that looks like it's filled with some kind of fluid. Even so much so, you see little crates of fresh supplies like apples and fruit and whatnot. Seems a little too neat for goblins to have.
Oh, by the way,
Yes, sir.
it's like right. We still don't see the door that Eddie came across yet, do we?
No, it is directly to your west, right where the bloodstain is.
That's actually where Sierra's going to head to investigate.
Is it still open?
I'll give you that. It is open.
I just had to ask because,
Yep,
I
good.
did not forget that. The
I
fact
did.
that. Well, no, I was gonna more say I did not forget the fact that the last person to
Yep.
have opened that door was incinerated. Which,
Yep.
even though Seer is better for that sort of thing, still better not to put somebody on fire or anybody
Yeah.
behind them.
Yeah. But yeah, the door opens up with a yellow rug that goes down a hallway, and you see statues, even a broken one, down a stairwell. What do you all do?
Eddie,
Yeah. Oh, good.
I was just going to say, do you want to investigate down south? I can check the doorway a bit. There's a lot of soot piles here.
Oh yeah, if you open the door, you kind of get incinerated. I assume that pile used to be another goblin.
And that one, and that one, and that one, because there's multiple outlines.
Oh, I think that one's ear is still there.
Well, that's why I'm going to investigate how they got incinerated. Because it's not, was it like a flash of light, or was it more like a fire bursting out from the doors?
I didn't see it. Or wait, no, actually, did it actually light on fire when I opened it with Mage Hand? Or
Yes, it did. And you saw that from the actual stones itself, sigils lit up and spewed with fire. It seemed like a magical enchantment. Quite strange.
All right, in which case Eddie will respond with, "Oh right, it was magical. Those parts of the rocks lit up with a rune, and fire came out."
Then I should be
I'm-
able to see it.
I'm actually gonna ask Aluya.
Hmm.
This
Yes.
is sounding a little familiar to you in particular. I want you to make me a history check.
Can I
No.
guidance myself? Nope.
Yeah, go ahead.
It sounds like no.
Yeah,
I was
no.
like,
Fuck your
okay.
check.
You're too rushed.
History, my best one.
Yeah.
Well, but you are proficient
Damn.
in her story.
0. You want that
Exactly,
guidance?
you know?
You want that
Does it
fucking
help me?
guidance? No. Fuck no.
We've been literally rolling shit so
Yeah.
far.
God. You feel like I will say it at the very least, even though it doesn't conjure names or specific things, You swear to, yeah, you swear to Aeolus that you have heard something like this before in your very city. Not a fire enchantment, but like something about this seems familiar. The architecture. Mm-hmm.
Because she's not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna kind of quietly think to herself, because she really doesn't have much to explain on just this hunch, this feeling that she has. Or like, guys, good to move forward? Do I need to shut off my light?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking?
I didn't
The-
think seeing made you not hear us.
Well, I'm a little bit. You're like in front of me, like towards the front. I'm trying to keep back. I don't want to be like, the light. There they are, enemy. Stop, stop.
I'm gonna let Eddie take this one then, because I'm not stealthy.
Yeah, just like Eddie's just like, I do kind of want to know what they're laughing about.
And while you do so, I'm gonna be checking the door. And then, if I think it's close as clear, I'll wait for you.
All right, I'm gonna pause the game for a second.
Whoa, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is cool.
What?
I love how it says pause the game, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yep. So as you walk into these living quarters, you see a bunch of hay piles with blankets over them. You also see tunnels that branch out into the cavern, and looking in there, you see stones with like a glowing blue veins. Quite strange. As you look around, you do see smoke coming from a crevice in the wall, and you hear all of the giggling coming from inside of there. It sounds like they're having a party behind the wall. I need a group perception check.
Mm.
17 from Mavet. Uh, 3 from
Wow.
Aluya.
Jesus, I'm not even gonna guidance myself on that. Good God, that's 2 nat 1s in a row.
13 from Eddie. Anything else you want to add on there, Eddie?
No, I already added it.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, I seen the guidance. I wasn't sure if you had anything else. Seer.
I think because Steer is investigating something else, I think they might be
I am back.
refraining.
No. Seer, just give me a quick perception check
Hi.
to see if you sway things. This is an important
By the way,
roll,
if it's
Seer. Not quite
if it
see
isn't invisible spells,
invisibility.
I could possibly see them already.
Can you read me out see invisibility one more time? Just I want to see if there's anything in there that might help you before I move on.
Yeah. Let me just
Yeah.
character sheet open. Oh. So here's the key. Basically, you see invisible creatures and
Okay.
objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the ethereal plane.
Hmm.
Ethereal objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Yeah.
So if there's something that is like obscured by magic, or it's like well hidden magic,
Okay.
I could kind of see it.
This might not quite fit, but since you did spend a spell slot on this, and it it's very close to the situation, I will give it to you. And because you do have this spell, and with how everyone's been rolling, leading to a really bad situation, I won't give you guys a surprise round with this. Seer, you do see, like, taking a closer look at things, even with your shitty perception check, your spell really does help give this away. You see that within the fire of the bonfire, you see like dancing figures that Eddie doesn't seem to be acknowledging. Not because it's invisible or anything, but because it seems to be like it's natural, if that makes sense to you. It seems like it's a part of the fire itself. It seems like it is a part of the environment. Even further south, near the tunnel, you see a rock. And taking a closer look at that, blinking your eyes a couple times, does that rock have eyes?
I think with that immediate reaction, if you allow me, before Eddie kind of like steps into something bad, Seer's gonna literally pull a vial and chuck it at the fire.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna throw acid splash into that bonfire itself.
Okay.
So if it's a creature, I needed to do a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
If there's multiple creatures in there, I gotta hit 2 of them.
Yep. Yep, put that down here. Yeah. I'm gonna say there's multiple, and they spread out during the start of this. So yes, I can make you 2 dexterity saves. You said.
Correct.
Okay. Give it to you. Yeah. A lot easier here. One's the one to the left rolled a 6, the one to the right rolled an 18.
18 is my exact ace DC.
Okay.
So that means then first things first, let me roll damage for the first one.
Yep.
So they take 10
Damn.
acid damage to the face.
Damn.
Now I'm trying to see if it's save or suck.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If they succeeded, they avoid being splashed with acid. So one of them takes the bottle to the face, and the other one's like using them as a shield.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. We'll start rolling for initiative here.
I would love to see the reaction of this thing as it was giggling, and all of a sudden it's like...
Yeah. I actually want to hear Eddie's reaction first, as before anything occurs, you see like the fire besides you, like erupt with acid.
Just like bruh, that's new. Oh, there was somebody in there.
You just see them like fucking jump out of the fire. And it's almost as if, like, I know they're already on fire, but it seems strange because they're acting like they're on fire even though they are on fire. Trying to brush off the acid. They could be more on fire. It burns! It burns! And you see it trying to brush itself off. You see the two little fire goblins, like, burst from the campfire. You see the goblin from the stone begin to rise up like the thing from the Fantastic Four, just... And we are going to start combat. Oh. Can everyone start rolling? Or, Sure. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I didn't fuck up on my end.
Oh my gosh, I'm rolling so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So good.
I'm just sitting there watching us all suck. And we're just like,
Mhm.
what's going on?
I mean, guys, we trivialized an entire encounter last session. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to say. Yep,
Yep.
I take back what I say.
All right, Eddie, if you can move over to the combat encounters tab on the top right and just click on the D20 to roll.
Oh no, I really,
Okay.
I keep forgetting that it does the
Yeah.
pop-up window, even though
Yep. Ah, son of
I'm
a
used
bitch.
I'm used to things just like doing it normally.
You go first, Eddie.
That's the best person to go first.
Yeah, fuck you. All right. What does Eddie do? You see the earth goblin roaring and two fire goblins like acting like they're fucking crazed. And you still hear giggling from the far south within the crevice where smoke is billowing out of laughter.
I mean, honestly, I think the defensive smoke around Eddie's first instinct is to make some Eddie blasts at the fire goblin directly next to them.
Sure. Hang on, let me unpause it for you. There you go. Oh. Let that move on. Let's bring it back a step. There we go. Okay, locked on. Make me that attack.
Right. Blast number 1.
Oh, god damn it, yes. You hit. You hit the poor
Right,
bastard that's covered in acid.
All right, they will get 4 bludgeoning damage on top of whatever gets rolled. So 7
Okay.
force and 4 bludgeoning.
All of it goes through. Okay.
And they get knocked back 10 feet. And I'll honestly laugh if it like bumps into a goblin that was just like hiding there in the smoke.
All right. I believe it would go right here, correct? Bap. Yeah. So get shot back. You could potentially actually hit it through that hole if you hit it again.
You know, I'm up for the comedy of that if it hits.
Yep. You're dead. That is a hit with an 18. Oh, goddamn.
We'll get an additional 8 force.
Yep. Okay. There we go. And it gets pushed back again into the room back here. And as it gets pushed back, all you hear is, "Ah!" Then, "What are you doing in here?" "I just don't stop smoking the mushrooms." And they're just laughing.
I mean, I guess that does make sense, huh?
Yeah, the goblins are getting high.
But yeah, in which case, I think ultimately what will happen is Smoky Eddie is going to Yep, Smoky Eddie is going to like float over here and like look at their friend menacingly.
All right.
And yeah, I think I'll leave it that way.
All right. And that ends your turn. that is the case. Sure. Okay. So, as your turn ends, it goes onto the Earth Goblin. It comes up to you, and it just begins laughing. Yeah. I think what it's going to do is it's going to fist you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Goes in for the fist.
I'm glad one of us has
Damn.
experience.
25.
So yeah, the 25 will hit no matter what.
Yep, it does 11 bludgeoning damage, and on top of that, let me double check. And you are grappled. As the fist comes down, and it's a weird kind of like a right arm hook. As it hits you on your shoulder, he pulls you in to like a one-arm bear hug. For anyone else, it would be very terrifying, but for Eddie, you're not too scared from a hug. Oh, you're concentrating on something?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I.
Gotcha.
The only thing I was doing was changing my hit points. I don't know how concentration turned on.
Mm-hmm. All right, but that's the end of the Earth Goblin's turn. It is the Fire One's turn. The one that's in the room, it comes out. And as it comes out, it looks at the shadowy figure, then looks at Eddie. And it moves away from your Echo Knight, proccing attack of opportunity as it tries to get closer. You can take that attack of opportunity if you want.
I'll laugh so hard if he just gets knocked right back into the hole.
Come here, Otter! Says it with a hard R. I kind of want to imagine the otter. No.
I imagine 13 misses since 15 missed everybody else.
Yeah. 13 misses. And it comes over towards you, staying within the fire.
I still get one more.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting this, too. Yeah, that's a definite hit. Fuck you.
For 7 force and back in the hole.
Oh, damn it. I am so sorry. I accidentally hit you. Hang on. Don't worry about that. All right. What I get for being a little doofus here. Okay, make sure. All right. Sending them back. Back in the hole. And you hear the laughter. And it tries to come out again. Okay, let's see. So that was a 5-foot movement in. It tried to move outwards. Eddie, remind me, because of the forced movement. Because of the attack of opportunity, did it actually take its second 5-foot step? Or was it never taken to begin with?
In this particular case, the opportunity attack triggers when it's about to leave the space.
Okay, so it never took the movement to actually leave it. Gotcha. Yeah, so 5, 10. Yep, and it still got pushed back. It hit a wall. Okay, so 5, back, 10.
Basically, to get back to where it was before the opportunity attack, like it's used 20 of its movement so far.
Yeah. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Keep moving a little bastard around. Does it actually have 30? Da-da-da-da. Yep. Okay. He uses his full movement to get to you, and it is not happy with you. Yeah, Eddie, our frontline tank, is gonna take a Just a singular claw? Yeah. Singular claw attack. Or... no, actually. It's gonna come up to you. I think I can angle this right. It's gonna come up to you, and through the fire, it sucks in the fire of the little campfire that they had going in around this area, and it blows it out as it has a tiny fire breath. This position. There we go. All right, Mavet, Eddie, both of you make me a DC 13 dexterity save. All right, Mavet with the 7. And Eddie with a 13. Exactly what you needed. All right. So, you take a half damage, Eddie, unless you have any kind of bullshit.
Well, I don't have a reaction.
Yeah. So, 12 to Mavet, 6 to Eddie fire damage. All right. And that ends its turn. Mavet, you just got hit with fire. Animate this for me, because again, you are a born-again virgin. Tree, how does fire taste? I need to look at the concentration.
The fire, it hurts. But Mavet is resolute in protecting Eddie. So he is ready to stand his ground.
What does Mavet do?
First, Mavet will walk over towards Eddie on his west side.
West side?
And west side. And he will look over to Eddie. And Eddie keeps his pin on his necklace, correct?
Yeah, he wears his vape pen as like a necklace around his neck for easier access.
So with that, I will use my free object interaction. This is just purely for flavor to set up something.
That's fine.
And he will reach over to Eddie and take a puff.
Okay.
Which then so as he reaches over and takes a puff, you see Mavet's belly begin to fill with smoke, and as it passes through him, it starts coming out of his back, and more smoke comes out than what he inhaled, as you see extra smoky arms appear in the back of Mavet as he casts Arms of the Astral Self.
Pretty badass. All right. I believe that's a 10-foot reach for it, right?
Correct.
What do you do?
I'll go ahead and remind you, since it's not always clear, but like summoning the arms does force a save.
Forces a save?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does damage when they first come out.
Oh, okay. What's the save and what's the DC?
Let me find that because I forgot about that. It is a DC 16 dex saving throw.
Within 5
or
feet?
take 2d6 force damage within 10 feet. When you do so, each creature of your choice that you can see within 10 feet or take 2d6 force damage. So I'll do...
Okay. Yeah, the fire goblin
two
and
enemies.
the earth. Yep. Gotcha. Repeat the saving throw one more time. What was it?
Dex 16.
Dex 16. Gotcha. Start off with the earth. Yeah, the earth goblin gets a 6. Let's go with the fire goblin. It gets a 16.
Okay, so the earth will take 5 force damage.
All right, 5 force damage. Gotcha.
And then I shall make my attacks.
Okay.
I'm going to use my attack action with... Goodness. If I could... Oh, geez, which one am I supposed to use?
I would assume Arms of the Astral Self.
Well, I have unarmed strikes, spells, features. I'm supposed to make sure if this is the right one.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one you probably want to use since this specifies wisdom. Go right ahead.
So I'll make my first attack with my arm.
Okay. Wow, a natural fucking 20. Do the critical
my
damage.
First hit. Let's go.
Press the critical button. Let's see what we got.
Max damage.
16.
Mom had traded for real power.
Oh, all right. This is correct. Just want to make sure, Mavet, this damage looks correct too, like proper dice and all.
Yep. 16 roll, 16 plat. Yep, force damage.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
then I will spend 1 key point to cast Stunning Strike.
Okay. Yeah, and that's just with any successful attack, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Go right ahead. I believe it's Constitution save.
Yep. Let me see it. It's hard saying all these different abilities in there.
Whatever it is, it fails.
Okay, so now
It is
the
stunned.
rock goblin is now stunned.
Yep. Now it's stunned. It is now stunned. Remind me what stun does.
A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Okay.
And by virtue of being incapacitated,
Yep.
Eddie is no longer grappled.
There you go. Okay, first of all, fuck both of you. Moving on, what else would you like to do?
I would like to use my second attack. Against the rock goblin again.
Yep. Make sure you roll it with advantage.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
almost
nice.
another nat 20.
Damn.
That's when we find out you had the secret ability to where your crit range also expanded.
Yeah, that dip in Hexblade really helped you out. Okay.
We'll do
7.
7 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, that will. I'm just making sure, yeah, because I used my bonus action to call open the arms, so that will end my turn.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
you,
just want to imagine just like Eddie is like up there, to being hugged. It's like and a breathing fire on, but then like Bobette just like comes in with like their own Eddie coming out of their back and just like completely like.
Before we move on, the Earth Goblin is now bloodied from all that damage. Can you flavor this up a bit more for me, Mavet, like all these strikes?
So, with the new smoky arms coming out of Mavet, he finds a new invigorated strength within himself. Instead of using his body, he is using more of his mind and his newly connected spirit to strike a pose, a very animated pose, as the arms do their work. It makes the critical hit, the first strike, reels back and does a Popeyes type wind up as it clocks the rock goblin on the left pimple, with the second strike following up, hitting him with an uppercut.
Okay. Yes. So we move on to the fire goblin's turn, and he is going to start moving out of the way. He's going to get close to Eddie, then move upward. Remind me, Mavet, you have a reach of 10 feet, correct?
Correct.
Yep. So as it moves up, I believe at this point when it tries to move upward here, you should get an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it.
You know what? I'll take it.
You sure?
Why not?
Okay. Yeah, so the fire goblin is moving north towards the girls. Yep. Yeah, with the 14, it does not hit. All right. So flavor that up for me.
Mavet sees the fire goblin going towards the females. So he wishes to protect them as he tries to turn around and use his arm, but he ended up using the incorrect arm to punch the fire goblin as it hits the ground instead of the goblin.
All right. So as you do that, Aluya, you see the goblin has taken interest towards you, and you don't like the way it's looking at your body. It points a finger at you, and I'm gonna need you to make a save. It's gonna do heat metal on you. Make me a saving. Oh, hang on, let me reread that one more time. Yep, when you cast it. Yep, and bonus action. Gotcha. All right. Yep. So make your initial Constitution save, and it is going to be targeting your armor. Yeah, with a 9, you're going to be taking some of that damage. All right, 14 fire damage onto you.
I mean, I was about to say, for some reason my mic didn't turn on. I was just going to flash of genius that.
If you desire, because that wasn't you missing your opportunity. That was just problems with your equipment.
Yep, that is. And that's why I was going to let Aluya know, basically being like, basically jump out at sight. That's what I'm going to say. And hopefully they fall backwards to the goblin. Basically was like, oh, damn it. Tries to cast a spell.
All right.
I'll remind the table that Aluya will still have disadvantage on her attacks because of that.
Okay.
Because like it doesn't matter if you make or fail the save.
Right,
it's when
I
you
forgot.
take the damage. Period.
I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not that kind of spell. Never mind. Never mind. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Well, no, it's just like you could still like try to protect her from the damage. I'm just reminding you, just like there's still going to be a penalty no matter what.
No,
Yep.
you're right, but that's kind of why I forgot. It's because I thought it was like, oh yeah, it's a save to get it on, and then I was like, no, never mind. So I take back my heat metal thingy.
Yeah, the spell's written very confusingly.
Yeah,
I hope that gets fixed.
yeah, no, like I thought I had it down the first time I read it, but I had to go over it a couple more times.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'll take back my,
Yep.
That's save There you go.
I'm going to apply the damage to you, Luya, unless you've already done it yourself. Not hearing anything. Okay. Are you muted? Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
I am. Sorry. Okay, I was talking the whole time.
No!
There they are.
I didn't hear a single fucking word you said, so go right ahead and repeat everything you said.
I don't.
You should always be
remember it.
suspicious when you just speak and nobody's responding at all.
I just thought that it was just the flow of the conversation to what Seer was saying, so it was. Oh, it is. I was like, yeah, fine. I'll just place my damage. I was like, hot.
But yeah, you see that your armor is red hot. How far did it move? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's making its way towards the door. And it looks like it's about to book it.
Okay.
All right. Seer, this little shit looks like it's going to run away while concentrating on the spell on your friend here. And you don't like that. What do you do?
I definitely... I mean, you know, the fun thing I like about what I can do, you know, if he does the same thing to my friend, I'm not going to heat metal them. But I am going to melt them. I'm going to do Tasha's Caustic Brew on them. And basically...
Party was expecting you to shoot them.
Well, I mean, I could shoot them with the gun I got from you. I just don't want to miss. So that's the big thing. I rather shoot them when they're running away from me so that I get an attack of opportunity, but instead I'd rather melt them right now.
Okay. I'll go right ahead.
Well, you can't make a ranged attack with a opportunity attack. Oh, what does it? Does it say you get opportunity attack on a range? I don't remember.
There's no opportunity attack here. It's her turn.
Well,
No,
no, I
but-
mean, she was saying, like,
I'm
possibly
sorry,
shooting them with an opportunity attack. That's why.
I believe opportunity attacks are only melee unless you have feats that
Oh yeah,
say
they are
otherwise.
only melee. I
They
just
are
don't
only
remember
melee.
if the gun had an ability that let her
Oh wait.
otherwise.
He
No, it is
passed my.
ranged.
He passed me. Can I attack?
I don't think
Yeah.
it got
Yeah.
into your range.
Did he?
I got
Let's
20
see.
feet with my spear.
5,
Oh,
10.
yeah, they do. They have 20 feet.
Yeah, and even then, like, it did pass when the square said be within 10 feet. So yeah, go right ahead.
Disadvantage, right?
I believe so. Let me double check the spell one more time before you do anything. Yep. If the creature is holding or wearing the object, it takes damage from it. And, yep. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay.
So yes. Thought there was a reason I never used this damn spell.
I just want to use my spear. Why does it want to use the ability? I don't want to use that. I just want to attack with it.
Oh, make the attack.
Huzzah!
18? What the fuck? Yeah, 18 is a hit. Oh, damn. That was pretty low. 6 damage.
And then maybe it drops concentration.
Exactly. So, let's do this. It's definitely going to make that throw. Nice. 17.
That's why I'm going to light it on cover it in acid so that it would have very difficult time running away as it burns.
Okay. Go right ahead, Seer. Was it a dexterity save? Yeah.
It was a
That's what it
dexterity
was.
save.
Yep, that's where I got sidetracked. Come on. Oh, you stupid son of a bitch.
For the
15.
next minute, it will take damage every single turn.
Can it spend an action to get it off? I can't remember what that spell.
It can, but that means it spends its action trying to wipe it off, which means
Okay.
they can only move and they can't dash.
That works. I like that. Give me that damage. Or
All
is
right,
it?
let's-
Okay.
Hey, let me roll it.
Yeah. Okay, 4. Yeah, creature covered in ice. At the start of each of its turns?
Yep, that's the start of each of its turns. So I'm just rolling it ahead
Yeah.
of time for you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll look at this in a little bit. We'll remember 4. Anything else on your turn?
Honestly, it's tiny, right?
Hmm.
So basically, I'm just gonna wait for it to try to move, and then I'll try to just let's see if I have anything to whack it with.
Mhm.
Let me see. As far as I can tell, do I
Repeat that,
really
you
not
cut
have
out?
it? I have a dagger, so I'll stab it if it runs away.
Okay, you have a dagger. Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
Sadly, that'll be it because it's trying to run off into a direction.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with that out of the way, we are going to move on to Aluya. Aluya, it fucking burns.
All right. Well, it's hot, getting hotter. She's just gonna
You can blow it up.
herself slightly. Going to use my chromatic orb on it and use it as ice damage.
Okay. So you're going with Pokemon rules here?
Yep.
Okay.
Here it is. You know what? Because I'm annoyed at it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
5th level.
Wait, who's she attacking?
Oh, that's right. I have to. It's been a minute since I attacked something.
Mm. There you go.
Right? Did I do that? Okay.
No, you haven't done anything yet.
No, it's find my token.
I didn't
Oh,
quite
bullseye.
hear who she was attacking.
This guy. There
The
we go.
the
I
fire
figured.
goblin that casted the spell that's leaving through the door.
Here we go.
Okay.
Now I got it.
There you go. Cast that spell.
Level spell. Why is it not going? What's happening here?
Did you break the matrix?
It says I have no 4th level spells available, but I do. Plenty. Even 5th.
Well, maybe don't spend the higher level spell slots on attack that you have disadvantage with.
Yeah, even so, let's do 3. Alright, I don't know why I did that. It was weird.
Hmm. Yeah, 16 with disadvantage is a hit.
Little shit.
God damn. Make that a critical. Oh, fucking hell. Remind me with critical damage, all the dice rolled twice, or was it double the result?
I thought you rolled twice, but it's your
Wait,
call.
why is something a critical?
Oh, it's vulnerable towards...
That means you just double
double.
the number.
Thank you.
It's not critical,
yeah.
just vulnerable.
Yep. There you go. 19 times 2. Someone help me out here with quick math. That sounds like 38.
38.
Yeah, 38.
Are you fucking serious?
That was exactly their HP, wasn't it?
Exactly! To the T!
You did
Bullshit! Describe the kill.
Alright, well, she's sweating. It's getting sweaty. There is a swampiness going on between her titties. She annoyed. She gets out her spear, still lit up with the light, and as she points, the little ball forms into a little small ice sphere, and as she lobs it off, it gets bigger, and then it just shatters across his whole face.
Yeah, and it's dead.
I
right.
moved. I moved 10 feet. I'm gonna go back.
You got the targeting system on.
I took it off.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe you should participate in combat more, huh?
Excuse me. I don't know what's. Oh, here we go. That's all my goddamn movement. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, in her defense, I think the only other combat that we've been involved in that wasn't in the mech suit, I think maybe only like one, maybe two rounds passed.
Yeah, it was an ambush. Yep. It is correct. All right. Anything else on your turn, Aaliyah?
No.
All right.
Just kind of blowing in between.
All right, Otter Boy. What the hell you gonna do?
It's like, well, the smoke is going to build up again and fire at the very persistent / insistent fire goblin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just brush it up anew because.
Mm-hmm. Two misses.
Battle.
Oh, sorry, a 9. Yep. 13 is also a miss.
I'd rather not like suffer another attack, so I think I will use a quicken spell and make 2 more attempts.
Okay. Sounds good. A natural 1. Yeah, with an 8? No. I would say throw away the dice if they weren't virtual. And a 12. God damn. I'm sorry, my man. Anything else you'd like to do?
It is what it is.
Yep. Gotcha. Anything? Yeah.
You know what? Eddie will actually go ahead and take a step back.
Okay.
So it will get an opportunity attack.
Yep. Only from the fire goblin, though. Alright. Nope. Definitely not going to be a fire breath. Fuck that. Yeah. Opportunity fire breath. 23 to hit. Holy shit, that was a pretty high roll. And unless you have anything, you are going to take 10 damage. Looks like... what the hell is going on with numbers here? Okay, yeah. So, it looks like a 2 slashing, 4 fire.
Oh, 2 slashing, 4 fire?
Yep, 2 slashing, 4 fire. Nope. Oh, I apologize. I'm not including the modifier. That is my bad. That'd be a 6 slashing, 4 fire damage. I'm sorry, I had a little.
Okay, so the 10 was right the first time.
Yeah, it was right. It was correct. I was looking at the dice rolls, trying to figure out why the hell my math wasn't adding up here.
All right, then Smokey Eddie's going to come in close again, and actually, Eddie will back up a little bit even more
Okay.
because because that did hurt at least enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he has the movement to go all the way up here,
5.
and
Okay.
that will end Eddie's turn.
All right, sounds good. It is the Earth Goblin's turn as he looks towards.
It does nothing.
Yeah.
He can't do anything.
Shut up! I was gonna get there.
Can you please flavor up him doing nothing?
He looks intimidated. He's giving you a mean glare, and he's grunting, and does nothing. It is the Fire Goblin's turn. He's gonna be chasing Eddie. Attack of opportunity.
It's like, look, if I miss 6 times in a row, then I don't know what to do.
Let's make it 8. Come on. You targeted yourself, but that is a hit.
Right.
Yep.
It's like, because... sorry, I'll put that back, but
Yep.
I don't know if that like does anything to your stuff or not, but
I would assume so. Let's see. God
12
fucking damn it! What the hell is up with these exact rolls? God! Yes, it has 12 HP left. How do you kill it? Damn it.
Yeah, it's like a Smoky Eddie just sees like the Fire Goblin coming in for another round on Eddie.
Yep.
And just like the smoke billows up, and like as the Goblin's about to step out, just like suddenly like becomes overwhelmed with another blast of smoke and is entirely eroded away.
God damn it.
Something made of fire has been turned to ash. Imagine that.
Yeah. God. Yeah, sorry, I accidentally hit you twice, but I gave you back your HP. You should be fine. Oh, damn it. Mavet, you want to finish this off? My boners are a limp. Like, let's go right ahead.
I guess.
This combat's just not doing it for me. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me.
Well, I would look back at the party and ask, would we like to take a prisoner or no?
I think the bruh's just gonna try to fist me again.
And as Eddie says that, I will make my next attack. Target
with advantage.
First.
Was it start or end? I believe the end of your turn.
Yeah, the end of my turn.
Yep, gotcha. Yep, with advantage. Yeah, that's not gonna hit with the 16.
Then I will use my second attack.
Oh, 26 is a hit.
For 10 force damage.
Okay, let's hope this actually goes to him. There we go. Yep, 10 is taken off.
Then I will use my bonus action to make my unarmed attack using my astral arms. What I made it, but it's counted as an unarmed strike. Because I haven't activated. I looked this up.
Okay, I'll take your word on this.
It's
but I'm
correct.
not using. Yep. Yeah, I'm not using flurry of blows, so I'm not doing two.
Yeah. Are you fucking serious? Yes, as a hit with a 27. Disgusting. Yeah.
Damage.
It is nearly dead.
I will move over to just try to impede its path a little bit more.
Okay. I will
That
say,
will-
because of how close you were to it, like, towards your west, where you see, like, some apples, you do see a small, like, a hole. Something to keep in note later.
Okay.
Anything
Well,
else?
I will end my turn.
Seer, it's your turn. The threat is gone, and you just see a big old doofus who's nearly dead. You want to finish this thing off for me?
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it off, but I'll give it a good college try.
I feel confident.
Fight fire with fire, produce flame.
Okay.
Chuck a fireball at them.
Chicka chicka.
If I miss, I'll laugh. Oh, look.
27?
That's a 27.
Jesus.
You gave it a graduate school try.
Yeah. Give me that damage, please.
I mean, that's sad damage. Look at that.
3.
Look at that baby damage. Look at that.
Before I forget, and I'm not, like always, hands off chess piece, but I do need to state that these creatures have death throws. So if you're within 5 feet, this will hurt you when it dies.
I mean, did I kill it?
No.
Okay, then.
I was just looking at its sheet, and I was like, how do I keep fucking forgetting about this?
I mean,
Alright.
let's just say the one that blew up by me didn't really hurt me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, obviously yours didn't matter. Yeah. Anything else on your turn?
Not really, except maybe just taking one step to the side, making
You cut out for me.
basically I'll take one step to the side so that it's like, well, I'm not going to let that happen again. Steps to it so nothing can run past it again.
All right. Aluya, it's your turn. Do you want to finish off this creature and fuck up your friend, Mavet? Please.
No, I wouldn't put him in harm's way. I'll just say, Mavet. No, Mavet. Take care of him, buddy. And that'll
Okay.
be my turn.
Okay.
I don't wanna
Eddie,
hurt
it's
him.
your turn. Do you want to take the honors?
Well, honestly, Eddie might be the exact person we want for this because
You can push it back. Yeah.
if Eddie hits, he can just like move him out of the way before the death throw happens.
Go right ahead.
Also, the other death throws wouldn't have mattered anyway because nobody was around them anyway. All right, attack number 1.
Oh, God. Roll that damage. Roll that crit. Oh my God. How
so
does
then
it die?
15 force and 4 bludgeoning, and knocking it back 10 feet away from Mavet. Just like it just gets blasted up against the wall, crumbles to dust, and then the dust also then becomes ash as the smoke entirely obliterates it from existence.
All right. And that ends our combat here. Okay.
And at the end of his turn, air quote, it's like Eddie is going to now take a smoke break.
All right. And I will as well. It is 525 EXP to each person divided.
I'll
Say
say
that number again?
525.
Yep,
525.
525. Okay.
That means everybody gets 131 or 2 experience. So I think it's 31 experience.
Okay.
Can't break a decimal.
Okay. All right, and we are finally gonna go on break, and we will be back in about 15 minutes. All right, and we're back. So, what the hell are you guys gonna do?
I would like to search the room for a sturdy stick. In other
You can
words, a
find it.
quarterstaff.
You can find it right over here on the weapons rack. Mm-hmm. Give yourself. Yep. I'll give it to you.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's tools. You can find a sturdy stick. Use it as quarterstaff. All right, what's the plan from the party? There are goblins still cackling to the south, but they don't seem like a immediate threat. Mavet, you've seen near the apples around in their living area, there is a small hole.
Can Mavet fit in the hole?
Yes, you can.
Is it like too snug for my size?
You're gonna be squeezing a little bit, but you can fit through.
So what I will do instead, I am going to use my wild shape feature to create a essentially spirit companion to summon a smoky, but also it looks like it is made out of wood and vines, but its skin is like it's covered in smoke. Rat.
Okay. Takes
To
about 10
send through
minutes,
them.
right?
No, yeah, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you take 10 minutes. Everyone else, you see Mabet doing something. What do you guys do?
So, did you hear noises down in that smoky area?
Yeah, no, they're getting high.
Puff,
On
pass,
mushrooms.
puff, pass, puff, pass.
Maybe you could give them a boost in being, how would you say, elevated?
Mm-hmm. Do keep in mind, Eddie, they didn't engage in the fighting out here. And yes, if you want to, you can see within that hole.
Yeah, I think Eddie's at least curious enough to see like what specifically is happening in that room.
Okay. I'll bring you in. So, okay. Are you just looking through, or are you going to be teleporting in?
I mean, he's peeking, like you said, he could see through the hole, so it's like just
Yeah.
seeing to, or
Wait.
like, is there like,
Wait,
or are they like, is it more like around the corner kind of thing?
yeah, that's the issue. What you see is what you see. You see like a wall, but it's big enough for you to get in. There are some obstacles in the way, so if you want to go in, just tell me and I'll move your token.
It's like, I'll go ahead and take a peek in. Just like, don't go anywhere, I guess. And Eddie will poof himself in.
Okay. As you poof in, you see that the room is just covered in smoke. You see on a little fur rug a bunch of mushrooms and a bunch of foliage around, and you see like two smoky goblins basically lighting up a pipe and giving it to each other. They don't look like they've noticed you, but they are giggling, just laughing at the smallest things. I think what you walk into is like one of them goes, "Here!" shows a hand, and he goes, "Oh, 1, 3,
7 fingers.
All in primordial.
So you know what?
What do you do?
I could. Oh dear.
Oh, that's fine.
I have no idea why it moved.
It's because Mavet made a comment. I turned that off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Eddie might just like reach into his shirt and just start like slowly like having a small baggie float over to the rug.
Yeah. As you do that, they look at the baggie and go,
Mushrooms.
and they quickly like open it up. Again, it doesn't seem like they noticed you. Their eyes are just blazing red. They quickly pull it out, begin to like put it into pipes and smoke it and go,
Oh, that's the shit.
Eddie's satisfied that they're going to be occupied for a while. I will say, is there like anything else of note in this room, or is it basically just a smoky mess?
It is a smoky mess with a bunch of mushrooms, golden leaves, and, weirdly enough, a puddle. Looks like the puddles you saw before. Do you wish to leave?
Just re-describe the puddles for me, since it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Before that, I just want to quickly note, I love how the animation of the smoke looks like it's coming from your piece on your token. Okay, that aside, can you actually make me an investigation check?
So yeah, sure, I got time.
Yeah, fuck it. Might as well go the full mile here. Okay. 18, holy
18.
shit. Okay, so I'm going to give you a fair amount. So let's start off with the puddle. The puddle is orange, and from what you can gather, it looks like it's contaminated by iron ore and something else that's giving it its color. Intuitively, you think if anyone with metal on them goes into this, it might begin to rust whatever they have. In fact, with the glimmer on the water, you think it might act as an accelerant towards causing rust. So it's not a good idea for anyone with metal on to come in contact with that water. And with how high your investigation was, I'll even tell you, it appears that the puddles are connected through an underwater network or under a tunnel network. It seems like this is all connected, and there might be like some other areas only accessible through this water. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think Eddie will go ahead and poof back over to the other side, because I feel like that's information that the two most metallic members of the party would like to know about.
All right.
It's like so as like Eddie like poofs his way like back over and starts walking. It's hey dudes.
Yes.
So like I found another like one of those puddles.
In the other room?
Like, yeah.
Interesting. What'd you notice?
Well, get this. It looks like it's one of those things that makes metal get old really fast.
A corrosive is what most people would call.
Did you say that one more time for me?
I was saying a corrosive.
Okay.
Basically, that's what I was saying.
Okay, thank you.
But and here's the really weird part, is that I think all that the water that's like that, I think they're all connected.
Hmm.
If someone were to go inside of it, they might go to another place that you can't just walk to.
So it'd be good for something like you or Mavet, but I will definitely avoid the orange, dirty water.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Go right ahead.
I don't know what it'll do to magical metal, but yeah.
Yeah.
We can't hurt the vape.
Can't hurt the vape. Before I forget, one important thing to really point out here is the water that you guys initially made contact with on the way here was not corrosive. It was clear blue water.
Based on that, is would Eddie's conclusion be that just the same sources of water, it's might be connected to each other?
Could be. That would be something intuitive.
So yeah, I don't know where that one goes, but it does seem like this whole underwater place is connected, and that we could probably use the water as at least kind of an assumption of the other places it's connected to.
What
Or I might
else?
be high.
No. The thing is, I'm thinking what it is that it's kind of how they spread messages quick back and forth between each other. So if you want to get somewhere we can't, this might be the best way. It's just that we don't know what's in the other end. Like what you found, if someone comes out of there, anything metallic is gone.
Also, it would mean we would split up again.
I encourage party split up. Okay.
I think what we should do is investigate more of those pools as we travel. And if they all have different properties, what we might do is take advantage of them later.
Just to branch off of this, since Mavet's been waiting, Mavet, you do have your mouse. What do you do?
I would like to have him go into the hole.
Okay. Just for our sake, I'm gonna have you use your token, but I will keep in mind that it is actually the mouse, if you don't mind. Okay, ready?
Mavet just bends down, squeaker, squeaking.
Yeah. So you go through the hole and move in. So as you come in, yep. Just trying to see. Do you actually see anything? Just make sure.
The rat
Yep.
has dark vision.
Yep. No, I'm just saying your token. You
Yeah, I
specifically,
see.
you can
I see
the room.
stuff.
Okay. So let me move something over here. Second. Boop. So as you come in here, as you come into this room here, you do see that there is a big creature. It looks like a mix and match between a few creatures, not quite chimeric, but natural. It is a large ape-looking creature that has the features of a goblin, wearing a tunic with a belt, a knife on one side, a fork on the other, with a little tuft of hair, and he is humming as he is cooking.
Okay, so I will stay under the table
Mm-hmm.
as I'm going to scope out the room
Mm-hmm.
and just make my way to that hallway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you begin to go, and you may open the door.
I'll crawl underneath it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but still open it, so you can move your token
I
across.
I can't click it. There's nothing to click.
What did you just say?
There's nothing to click.
Did you just say? Okay. Okay, you can move through. Well, apparently you can
I
click
closed
it.
Well, I
Lion
can close it now.
sack of shit.
It's not there anymore now. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and a mousey in this room. What do I notice?
Mm-hmm. Well, you notice that Gray the DM is having technical difficulties, and it, like always, is pissing him off. That helps. Trying to figure out why the hell it's still dark. But you can see clearly. Yep. Go ahead.
Just for future reference, the wild companion feature of the druid, it actually only takes an action for you to summon a familiar. But
Yeah, we figured that out.
It doesn't take 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And just because I can I make a perception check with advantage on smell to see if I can understand what that cook is cooking?
Sure.
Okay. So, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. That seemed like a D10.
Yeah.
Okay. With the 4.
Just with advantage.
Yep, with 19. It seems like he's making goulash.
Okay, cool. So that doesn't give me any triggers on what to do.
Nope.
I will enter. Can I crawl underneath the southern door?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay. You go down the southern door.
Go down the stairs. Thank God this isn't my actual person.
Yep. As you go down, you start to hear electricity through the wall. And, to top it all off, down the hallway, you see the skeleton of a minotaur.
That is so cool.
Yeah, too bad no one else can fucking see it. Like, legitimately, guys, it looks fucking badass as shit. Don't spoil it for them, but it looks fucking cool.
No, I hope we get to see, you guys get to see this. So where do I hear the electricity coming from? More south or more west?
North.
North. We'll go west to avoid
As you
And I don't see. There we
yeah,
go.
as you walk in, you see a library.
And about how much time has passed?
I would say at this point, I would say a good 15 minutes.
Okay, because I have an hour. I'm basically
Yeah.
just going to use that to explore
Yep.
the room.
Mhm.
So I would crawl up on the table and do I notice anything interesting on this table of books?
Yes, you do. You see an open book, and to top it all off, I'm gonna need you to make me a stealth check at this point.
Okay.
To top it all off, it has words in it.
Dexterity. So +0. What is it? 13.
13. All right. Good to know. Let me just get this going here.
I'm just a fey rat.
And I'm just a bill.
So anything about the open book, or did I get spotted?
Yeah, you got spotted. You just make this roll. How much HP does Rat have?
It has 1.
Okay. And I assume its AC is higher than 11?
It is 10 armor class.
Okay. So, as
What
you
stats
begin...
do you think Familiar has, Gray?
I don't know. As you begin to travel around, and I want to say you probably go on top of a book, the book closes and crushes the rat. Oh.
Yeah, you moved me since you can go through walls.
Yeah. Yep. Move you back. All right. That is what you discover.
So I will tell the party. So in my adventures, I have seen just beyond this little hole a gargantuan monkey-looking goblin chimera type. I'm not exactly sure what race it could be, but he is cooking a goulash. It smells actually rather good. But it seems that room north of us may be connected. I'm not sure, just because of the layout. But I went south after passing the chef down a set of stairs and saw a skeleton minotaur. Who? Really cool. Hope you guys see it. But as soon as I got down
really emphasizes it.
Like, guys, it's cool.
I went after the stairs, I went south just a tad and then to the west, and I happened upon a library full of books and can I say those swirling things I saw? Did I notice them?
Absolutely.
I saw a tornado of papers and books.
And he wasn't and he wasn't lying, it was a literal tornado.
And I got crushed by one of the books, so they may be animated. And now I'm here. I hope I didn't take too long for you guys.
Nah, bro, it's cool.
You took your time and it's fine. I love it. Mainly because you were able to investigate everything that helps us out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gray's gonna figure out why the fuck the fog for him didn't clear, but that's a thing for another time. What do you guys do?
If it's been an hour, I'll re-up my light. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I would say with everything that's happened, even while things were consecutive, I'd say about an hour has passed.
Okay.
Hey, little dude, have you had a chance to look at the door while we were, like, doing stuff?
That was what I've been trying to focus on. I'm trying to see if there's any other arcane magics about.
Okay. Make me investigation. No, Arcana. Make me an Arcana check.
It's
15.
Okay. And give me a little bit more that you're looking for.
So, I know this is Goblin trying to charge right into this room.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going like, okay, now,
You cut out.
but why was he like running through it?
Repeat that one more time.
Although Aaliyah did say guidance.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think they're muted though.
Yeah, there.
Repeat. Hold on.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Repeat what you
Hello?
said, Seer. Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. My hearing, my went weird.
Yep.
Basically, what I was saying is like I saw the goblin kind of like run this direction, and I
Yep.
have no clue why. Maybe for running from more reinforcement. Who knows?
Mhm.
But the thing is that they bolted into this room,
Mhm.
and from what Eddie said, it shot out a bunch of fire.
Mhm.
So there's two things too. One, he could have been running through, around the area because he knows where the traps are,
Mhm.
and he that people would chase. Or B, he was running to more allies.
Mhm.
But the thing is that means that he might know that there's more magical things in here besides just
Mhm.
the door. There might be things in the hallway or a carpet and everything.
Mhm.
I'm trying to investigate if there's any other magics that, might have not only set off the door to go boom when Eddie was there, but there might be more traps similar to that.
Your mic's really acting up weird. I heard everything you said, but you just keep going soft at random periods and crackling a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna double check. Is it better now?
For now, yes. Just
Okay,
to
cool.
re-emphasize what you said, you're looking at the door to see for more traps because the goblin tried to run through. You don't know whether it knows where the traps are, if there are any more, and you are searching for them. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm making sure that we have a pathway that's clean and not gonna murder us.
Yeah, it appears clean. It looks like the main trap with this door is just opening it. Seems like closing it is what causes it to reset.
Fair enough. So don't close the door.
Mm-hmm. So do you
And
go in?
I first tell Eddie it's like the door itself is the trap if it's open and closed. So leave the door open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep going forward.
Go forward.
Boop.
Nothing happens.
Boop.
Keep her going.
I pursued forward.
Okay, you
Boop.
pursue forward. So as you enter in, this looks like a bit of an antechamber. You see two knight statues to your left and right, one holding a sword, one holding a shield. To the south, or specifically towards your left, you see two statues, or I should say two busts, facing towards the door, while towards your right, towards the north, you see a broken statue of what looks like to be a demon holding a trident that is broken onto the ground, and with a curtain that wreaths around said broken statue onto the ceiling. To the west, you see a door. To the south, you see a door. What do you do?
I will slowly checking the ground, make my way to the middle of the room.
Okay, make your way to the middle of the room. Click.
And
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
I was about to say, it's like, I was looking.
No.
I'm joking,
Okay.
but you go for it.
Yeah. So, let me back on here. Come on. There it is. So, as you begin to look around at this room, you do see a plaque on the floor. Do you read it?
I do.
It says, I see disaster from afar, but turn my head and ignore the scar. Yet my pair and I stand firm, facing opposite, as if to confirm. And it is
One more
written.
time.
Yep, and
Oh.
it is written in common. I see disaster from afar, but turn my head and ignore the scar. Yet my pair and I stand firm, facing opposite, as if to confirm.
I see disaster from afar, turn
Yep.
my head, ignore the scar, something, something, something.
I'll post in chat.
Thank you.
That would help because that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I gotta read it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is what you read. What do you all do?
Well, first off, does Seer give us the go-ahead to go in?
Oh yeah, I would. I would
Just like-
definitely let you
just
guys
like
know.
Everybody whistling, twiddling their thumbs.
Safe so far. I didn't expect investigate further things, but I think where I tread was fine.
Hmm.
And then, come on, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I see disaster from afar. I see you're saying this out loud,
Hmm.
but turn my head and ignore the scar. Yet my pair and I stand firm, facing opposite as if to confirm. I mean, there's two pairs of statues looking at the bust and looking at the statues behind them.
Hmm.
Like, is there anything dangerous in this room?
I'm going to keep investigating, making sure there isn't, but religiously so, only the devil statue would be dangerous to some people. As Sarah will be checking
You're
the
breaking up
doors.
again. Can you repeat
Oh
that?
my gosh.
No, it's fine.
Hold on one second.
Mhm.
All right. Basically, I'm going to let them investigate the clue stuff while I check both doors and everything else, just in case there's no traps or anything that is bad.
Okay. Which door do you open up first?
Well, I don't open it. I check it
Okay.
first.
Okay, you check them. All right.
Yeah, I'm checking this door first and then the bottom door last.
Make me a single investigation check, and we'll let it ride for both of them. Wow.
Natural 20.
No traps in either one of the doors.
Nice, then. We got to figure out this riddle just for a little bit.
Hmm. Just to read it out one more time, because I personally like it. I see disaster from afar, but turn my head and ignore the scar. Yet my pair and I stand firm, facing opposite, as if to confirm. What do you all do?
All right, my next instinct would be to see if there's like at least anything in this room that appears to be damaged.
The only thing that appears to be damaged is the statue itself in the northernmost part of the room. That is the only obvious damage you see, with Trident on the ground, head decapitated, and body laid onto the stairs, with its lower torso and legs standing before a wall before you.
Now getting a better view in this room and what these statues look like.
Yep.
Could I see if can I investigate to see if I know what they are? Or who they are? What they are?
Yeah, sure, go right ahead.
Guidance myself because this is not my best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Where you go? Okay, that's not gonna help me any. Never mind.
Nope. With your one, you do not recognize the people.
This room does not want me to know what it is.
Nope.
Well, in which case, Eddie is going to walk over to the damaged statue
Yep.
and just seeing if it's actually possible to turn it.
Okay. You can turn it. It is quite heavy, but nothing happens. Besides, the obvious fracture of the stone being moved and it being fragile. And just to clarify, just because Seer is here, and I know passive arcana isn't really a thing, but I will say for your benefit that you don't feel any substantial magic or supernatural shit happening with the broken statue.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Because Eddie's just going to see what happens if first trying with the air quote feet of the statue.
Okay. Are you getting? Go right ahead.
Just he's going to try and see what happens if he turns the feet essentially in the counterclockwise direction.
All right. Make me a dexterity save. Lucky bastard. DC was 10. The weight is very odd with the lower legs, and it nearly falls. But as you rotate it, nothing happens.
Sorry, what was the save for?
No, just catching it. I didn't want to bother with a check to see how you moved it. I'm just saying it's weirdly balanced and it nearly fell. It was just you catching on to the statue before it fell.
Do you guys think we should attempt to put the statue together?
What if the other statues move?
I mean, like, if they do, they do. But, like,
Mm-hmm.
if this is important, then I think it might be worth trying.
Okay. So you guys try to assemble this statue.
Um,
And I'll just read it out one more time for you guys. I see disaster from afar, but turn my head and ignore the scar. Yet my pair and I stand firm, facing opposite as if to confirm.
I mean, like, I have an idea, but, like, I feel like we need to put the statue back together first, like Mavet said.
If
Or
you
it
need
might
help
be
fix,
easier.
if you need it to stay in one spot a little bit better than where it is, I can mend things.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
using mending, that can work.
Seer, would you mind mending the head to the torso?
I'm gonna bless everyone in case
Mhm.
something happens and we gotta
Yep,
make a save.
gotcha.
Although Seer's gonna respond, are you sure you want me to mend the head first? Because the torso's heavy. We're gonna have to put it up first and then the head.
Well, I also have ways of making it not as heavy.
Mhm.
Alright, then I'll do as you say. I will begin to mend the head to the torso.
All right, and the head begins to form on to the torso. If you guys want to put this on, it's heavy, so I'm gonna need athletics check. Are we doing this as a group,
Wait.
or are we delegating one person?
Wait.
Mhm.
Seer, do you happen to have any powdered iron on you?
I have to for what I need to use for my spells, yes.
Could I use a pinch
Okay.
to
I
make
need.
this lighter?
Yeah, I need to ask. Is there any like material components with a cost?
Yes, that's a pinch of powdered iron.
Yes,
Is my material
c-
component.
yeah, you can definitely use her component pouch to make this happen. But be aware that's only when you interact with Seer. Yeah, because it's
So
going
we
from
will
her pouch.
we'll do that and cast enlarge reduce, reducing the size of the torso head combo.
Okay. Since you're spending a spell slot, I will say a check is not necessary. Mm-hmm. All right.
And
It
then
works.
we will attempt to put it back on top of the legs,
Yep.
line it up within the middle so it grows to fill it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would stop concentrating.
Okay. And as you do so, it looks similar to a tiefling, but it has gills on its side of its neck. You begin to fuse it on after you're done concentrating, and it is now fully formed with trident in hand. Nothing has happened. What do you guys do?
Alright. Now that we know the statue is built up, what direction does the statue supposed to be looking at?
The statue you reformed
Yeah, correct.
is facing towards the south.
Okay.
But, like, if the eye in the poem is this statue, then it should be looking in the opposite direction of the pair of statues, shouldn't it?
Correct. At least that's what I think, too.
Should we all work together, combine our strength, and attempt to turn it slowly around.
Okay. So your intentions is to turn around the statue that is fully rebuilt. Is that
I'm
correct?
asking the party if we all want to combine our strength to do that carefully.
I'm fine with that.
Hmm. Okay. Make me a... Yeah. Make me a group dexterity check because we're doing this carefully. And I'm going to say the DC is 13. That's it.
And I think
And-
most, if not all of us, have access to our own guidance, so
Don't forget
Well,
Bless.
if it's within the same minute of this is happening, I'm concentrating.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to have you waste your spell slot. That is perfectly reasonable.
Okay.
I'm not that cruel. Okay, that's 11 for Mavet.
Oh my god, Oluya's showing him up.
Olivia with the 20. Eddie with the 12. This is looking bad.
Is it athletics advantage or not?
No, it's dexterity check. You can re-roll.
Oh.
Yep.
Wrong one. Wrong one.
That is fine. Okay. All right, with 16.
That's a 16.
Yep. So with half the party succeeding, you guys move the statue fully formed counterclockwise. And you hear the wall behind the statue begin to shift as you've solved the riddle, and it looks like there's a passage behind it.
Would anyone care to take the lead? Or would you like I to?
Mm-hmm.
well, we should well, I don't know how careful we need to be because we don't know when this statue was destroyed.
And there is dust around. It doesn't look like anyone's walked in it in a while.
Well, this is my question for all of you then. Shall we investigate further, or...
I mean, it does seem like this whole place is all connected together.
And I
Yeah.
do need to say, sorry for interrupting you, that when the door did slide, it was extremely smooth. And in fact, you didn't hear any mechanisms move the wall. But go on.
So, I mean, for all we know, this could just be another way to get to where we're wanting to go, but it just hasn't been used in a while.
I mean, only one way to find out.
Go in. Did you hear it, Mavet?
No.
No, son of a bitch. Yeah, it's fine.
What did I hear? Hear a click?
No, nothing. Nothing. Oh, what the? It's something to do with your token, with that fucking field of vision. Gotta fix that. Okay. Like, how far can you actually see, Mavet?
I can see a fourth of the square in
Yeah,
front of me.
That's
and
what
then
I thought. Yeah.
And then it gets more clear the further it goes.
Hmm.
So I see that right corner.
Shit. But yeah, please keep exploring.
Okay. I will step lightly,
Yeah.
moving forward,
Hmm.
and I will suggest the party, the person following me, Eddie, to stay back at least 5 space in between us in case something were to trigger.
Hmm. All right. As you go in, you see a statue holding a staff and a bunch of gold coins. And at the center of the room, if you move one more step, is a gigantic crystal. It is shining with a purple and blue hue with generally white opaque center. Doesn't seem like
I
there's
will-
any traps, only treasure.
I will tell the party we can move in. There doesn't seem to be any traps.
Mm-hmm. In total, there's 250 pieces scattered about in this room. Do you guys collect it all?
Not until I check that purple gem out, because it could be not trapped, but it could be trapped because we don't know about it.
Check it out. Get up close to it. Give me an Arcana check. Sorry, the walls are a little awkward. Yeah, so.
No, you're good.
Yep.
Arcana.
Mhm.
Hiya.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Your heart skips a beat as you recognize this as a crystal used for enchantments. But you can't quite tell, like, what sort of enchantments it can provide. So I believe you begin to experiment with it. And here's what's interesting. As you begin to, like, test it out with some minor spells, what kind of cantrips do you know?
Acid splash and
Yeah, let's go
produce
with
flame.
acids. Yeah, let's go with produce flame. So you use produce flame onto the crystal, and you see the spell vanish. Then, after interacting with the crystal, it gets shot back at you. No damage or anything. It appears that it can enchant and store spells. Seems like there's a correlation between the two. But at the moment, you don't feel like you have what's necessary to fully utilize this crystal.
How big is this crystal? Because I might just kind of take it because I'm going, like, I'm familiar with, like, storing spells since I made a spell storing ring before.
It is big. It is huge. Like, I would say it's about the length of your torso. It appears if you want to move it, you're going to have to get somebody's help. But it
Go
is
ahead and
not. Yeah, but it is not fused to the ground or anything. It can be moved.
This might be useful for us, Eddie, mainly because if something hits us with maybe this gem, might save us a little bit. It's not exactly the ones I made for Aluya. Might be a different property. If I had a possibility, I could investigate it a bit more, but it's rather large.
It's kind of a shame. I had to go into my room earlier to help out my new bra, but If I had a chance to rest on it, I could just have kept it in my room.
For now, maybe Mavet can carry it. Oh wait, he might not be what they were once before.
As you notice, Mavet is of a much slimmer build than he once was.
All right, Ulia, how much weight space do you have in your bag?
I'm going to put it out there like you talking a bag of holding?
Yeah.
It would be able to work. Yes.
Well, she kind of
But I
sticks her
will
hand far
I,
in. Seems
I
like we got space.
I will say if you put it in there, nothing else will fit in that bag.
All right. Would you be willing to carry it?
Like in my hands or in the bag?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to carry it in your hands. Probably in the bag, and then we can handle it later.
Oh, sure. Yes, 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 yes. She'll kind of, pardon me, Eddie, other Eddie. Okay.
Thank you so much. For now, though, do you think we should collect the coins, Eddie? Or do you think we should leave it here?
I mean, like, nobody else seems to be using it. Just like, once again, just like putting another finger to like one of the coins, probably removing a layer of dust.
Yep. What is strange is the coin is old enough to be from 4 kings ago. So you'd hazard a guess that a few centuries have passed.
Yeah, no one's used it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can just take it.
It'll take about 15 minutes to gather them all up. And
I would say, like,
yeah, great.
from your description, like, besides the coins and the crystal, was there anything else of note in the room that looks like it could be removed?
No. All you see is 2 statues facing towards each other, with one with a sword in its hand and the other one holding a staff. You don't feel like there is a grander puzzle with this, or any items to remove from them. They just look like a nice art piece.
So is it it's not it's a stone staff, not a actual staff?
It is a stone staff.
And how much gold was it again?
250. It'll take 15 minutes to gather it all up. Yeah, because it is just scattered throughout the room. And at this point, it'll be probably getting towards 10:30, 11 o'clock with the amount of time that's passed overall, since you guys have come to the fort. What do you all do?
No other door in here, right? It's just this room?
Yep, just this room.
So,
And I do need to say, for Eddie's sake, the footprints of soot and near where the 2 knight statues are at the east, so you can't really tell which way the Goblin King took, whether it was directly west or south.
all right. Mavet, which way did you take when you went in your form? Was it south again, as you said before?
Yes, and when I was my rat friend, I did not enter this room, but it seems that this room may be connected to the room in which I went south.
If so, that means then we already know what's in that room. which means if we clear it, we could investigate further.
I believe the room below us would not contain the cook, but would contain, I believe it is the 4 sets of armor, which had a door leading south and a door leading east towards the cook. I would stay away from him. He does not seem like someone we would want to mess with.
For now, then, what I will do is I will look at the south. I'll investigate if it's worth our time.
Mm-hmm.
If someone has a way to look into the door on the west, they may do so. It's not trapped. None of them are.
Okay. Open up the door.
Oh, yeah.
Bother the fuck out of me. Alright. Open up the doors here. Because you did check both the doors. They are fine.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should really check out the west door.
Oh my God.
You see a Minotaur in the hallway.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it is intimidating as shit. And there's a couple rings in your head that Lord Numnums did mention that the Goblin tribe took over a Minotaur tribe. It looks like they would not submit. And as you open the door, you do hear from one of the adjoining rooms in the hallway. What do you mean I can't have the book?
Sire, you can't touch it. It's what the Firebird said.
The Firebird to hell! This is my domain. This book is mine.
Sire, you will get his ire. The woman's words are a lie. She does not want you.
She will want whatever I want her to need. And you just hear this bickering back and forth about a book and a woman from the hallway.
This is from the Minotaur hallway or Sears hallway?
Yes, the Minotaur hallway. Seer hasn't opened her door yet.
Okay.
But the Minotaur has not noticed you guys. Its back is towards you as it's doing a faithful patrol.
And we can't, well, Mavet can't see who he's talking to, right?
No. You just hear it muffled through a door.
So since the Minotaur is making patrol, I'm assuming he would turn back around at one point, so
Yes.
I will close the door softly.
No issue.
Unless Seer has already opened their door, just like Eddie's noodle head just like starts like stretching over to where Seer is. It's like, hey little dude, I think we might have found the king.
Oh, that saves us.
You broke
This
up
time.
like hell.
I could tell. But
Yeah.
no, I was going to say it's like, oh, that saves us time then.
Yep. Hmm.
Then,
But I do need to say, like, throughout the cavern, the walls, you feel a strange magic within it.
I could definitely say this place is full of some sort of magic. I don't know what, but I could definitely tell you that this place is not normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you all do?
Shall we either charge forward and take our prize, or shall we take the slow route, make sure there's no other things that might pounce upon us, and then we take our prize?
Sire! Sire!
And you hear a crash of glass.
I feel like that one sounds more immediate.
Okay, you open up the door. Any
Bend
stealth?
forward. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I have anything stealthy wise that could work.
Hmm.
Not really. I can make the Minotaur smaller.
I can also keep him in place.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
I can get him high.
So you guys are just gonna initiate combat with this creature then?
Leroy Jenkins.
Yes, sir. We'll start off with that movement starting us off. If you want to move 30 feet, you can, but the moment you start moving and finish moving, yeah, about right there.
I was joking about going in. Okay, go.
No joking.
Right there.
Roll initiative,
not-
motherfuckers. Yeah, no.
Let's go.
There's no stealth. You moved your token. We're going with it.
There is no active combat encounter.
Yeah, I just
Here we
started
go.
it. And you see it looking at you.
What? Set there, hold it. There we go.
Yep, you did. Switch it over to Kenku. Eddie, this creature, you see motes of yellow within its eyes as it looks like it's about to attack. What do you do?
Everything always looks like it's about to attack.
Yeah. Ah!
And he's just like, nah, bruh. Yeah, Eddie will do what Eddie does normally with an Eddie blast.
We're dead.
Attack number 1.
It is a miss.
I would assume. Otherwise, this is a very unfortunate Minotaur. Will 15 hit?
15 will not hit. Oh, wait, what the fuck? No, sorry. It's because you're aiming at yourself. That's what confused me.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, 15 is a hit.
Again,
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
that... Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go ahead and target anyway, but just
Yeah.
not my first instinct.
I forgot, do spells projectiles count as arrows that I would have to dodge?
Ranged attacks, I believe, is what is specified. I can't remember if it's ranged weapon attacks or just ranged attacks in general.
Just always
11?
check the wording.
Yeah. Double check the wording for me, please, for...
At the very least, if it's a magical thing, you would not be able to, like, catch it and throw it back.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure I don't take damage.
Yes, and I assume you move back about 10 feet?
Yeah, I'm pushing them back 10 feet.
Yep. And it takes a blow back, both of its hands, like, carving into the wall, trying to stop it, but it can't stop your force. Anything else on your turn?
Just checking something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
Okay.
No. Sorry, I was checking something real
Yeah.
quick. And then as a bonus action, So I'm going to do that, then that. It's Eddie is actually going to I guess it's not necessary to use my bonus action for that right now. As Smokey Eddie is going to fly over
Dick.
and essentially like stand in the way of this Minotaur as like a first line of defense.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, then that will be the end of Eddie's turn.
Seer, it's your turn. This monster doesn't look too happy.
I mean, no monster's happy being, shot in the face without any warning, Does it have any metal on it at all?
Any metal on it?
Yeah, like...
It does have a battle axe. But, wood shaft and all that. But depending on what you want to do, we can work with it.
I mean, I don't want to do the scenario of, like, I just made the monster scary with a flaming axe. No. Sadly, the spells I have right now are not going to be very helpful in a sense of, like, burning them. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm actually going to just hopefully hurt it heavily by just constantly produce flaming at it.
Okay. Do it. Foot.
Don't worry, it's just...
Yeah.
It's just
you
being
didn't...
weird.
Hang on.
17.
Yeah, 17. That's a hit. And no, you didn't. I'll add it on. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but then like it's like, oh yeah, I'll knock it back 10 feet.
Yeah.
It'll deal 7 fire damage to this
7.
thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, you see that its bones are turning to cinder. You see like the glow in the cracks in the bone. It looks more devilish now. Oh, for you, just important note, Eddie, that bludgeoning damage looked like it was vulnerable to it. Anything else on your turn, Seer?
No, that'll be pretty much it because I'm staying back.
Now it's the Minotaur's turn. And it... Yep. There you go. Yep, it is... Object. Fuck my life, but it will charge. Just won't make a saving throw or anything. So, it moves up to Eddie... Moving 20 feet. Yeah, 5, 10. Nope. I believe that was 30. Matter. It goes up to Eddie, the Echo Knight, and goes in to attack it. Yeah. Horns down. Okay. Yeah, 22. And I assume...
that will destroy Smokey Eddie.
Destroys him. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, 25. Alright. And that will end its turn. Moving on. Mavet, is now your turn.
For Mavet's sake, I will move this out of the way.
Okay.
That's okay, I don't plan to move. I will cast... Let's go to combat. Kills. I will cast Chill Touch on the Minotaur.
Okay. Do the attack. God damn it. Yeah. 26 total is a hit.
For 7 damage.
7 damage. Yep.
And it has... Let me make sure.
I believe it can't recover HP.
It can't recover HP, and it
Yep.
also has disadvantage on attack rolls until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Does that end your
Eh.
turn?
Oh, yep, that will end my turn.
Aluya, is your turn. Mentor was charging in.
I did not see it. I cannot see it. Something is happening in that hallway. Let's see if I can see anything.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't have line of sight. Yep.
Oh, there it is. Oh, goodness. Just to not clog up this hallway, I will cast Bless as a help to everyone, and I'll just step over.
Okay. You cast Bless.
Where you at, Bless?
Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm already concentrating on Bless. I was not, but let's just keep it going.
Okay. Eddie, it's your turn.
All right. Eddie will do another pair of Eddie blasts on the Minotaur.
Yep.
All of us were blessed.
Mm-hmm. And you get a bless, and you get a bless.
Could you move me one space so I'm not blocking the hallway in case Steer needs to, gets pushed back or something?
Back one.
Go up one.
Okay, up one. Gotcha.
Sorry, I was doing a bit of shuffling there.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, blast number 1. A 16 to hit.
16 is a hit.
I'll just go ahead and roll the other one while we're at it. Right, yep, that last one's not happening, so it'll just be the 1 hit.
Okay.
For 10 force and 4 bludgeoning. Push it back 10 feet.
Okay. Feet. Okay, that would be 13. Got you. It is nearly dead.
And as a bonus action, Eddie will just resummon Smoky Eddie, and Smoky Eddie will just play defensive guard again.
Okay. Seer, it's your turn. What do you do?
Trying to think. Because the Eddie situation's occurring where it's just now starting to move closer. Let's see, I'm just trying to think what I want to do, because ultimately it's I don't want to burn my stuff yet. So what I will do, I'm just going to repeat what I did last time.
Okay.
Oh!
See it.
I'm just pressing it.
Yep.
That is a
24 is a hit. Give me that damage.
And that is 15 fire damage.
A soft wind could turn this thing into dust.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Mentor goes up. tries to fuck up Echo Nutty. Echo Nutty.
Echo Nutty.
Yeah, Echo Nutty.
Nutty
Alright.
time.
Going in for the great axe attack.
At disadvantage.
Yep. It's
Doesn't
gonna miss
matter.
anyways. Yep. Goes in for the slash and misses. And that is the end of its turn, as it cannot move past.
Just Smoky Eddie just like parts itself as the as the attack goes through, and then just like reconnects itself after it passes.
It looks like a good chill touch could potentially kill this creature, buddy.
Well, I might as well go all out, activate everything. Overkill.
Okay.
So I will use chill touch.
That is enough. Do the damage.
For 11 necrotic damage.
Describe the kill. Buddy.
I muted myself instead of
Yep.
unmuting. As the smoke in Mavet's chest begins to flow out in a small waterfall, it creeps its way across the floor over to the Minotaur, and it forms a smoky hand as it gently pats the Minotaur on its back, and it begins to crumble.
Yes, it does. Okay. Anything else?
That'll be it from me.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, Aluya, what do you do during your turn?
During my turn,
Yep.
just keep focusing. I'm not trying to be in anyone's way, and the hallway is really narrow, so
Yep.
I'm just kind of waiting for the events to unfold.
Okay. Eddie, before your turn, you see something a little horrific. As right beside good old Mavet, the door slams open, and we see an ogre's greatsword come out and attack Mavet to finish off this session for now. As we see this door open up, and a big ass fucking arm comes out with a roaring voice of, "Who goes there?"
Delivery.
Yeah, delivery.
Love
I
it.
prefer DiGiorno.
Let's go with the first one. Natural 20. Holy shit. Unless anyone has any bullshit. Yay, nay. Okay. Going on.
I'm gonna check.
Oh, actually,
Yep.
sorry, I need to double check.
Where I press the button.
Honestly, I'm just making sure I even have the button because like it's actually been a second since I last looked at my spell list. Or if that was a level up thing I still have to wait on. No, that's a level up thing I still need to wait on.
Okay. Mavet, any bullshit from your end before I go on?
I'm checking. No, I would have to use it as a bonus action.
Critical hit.
Ouchies.
45 slashing damage. Or sorry, not 45 slashing damage. It'd be a 26 slashing, 5 from its modifier, and 14 necrotic. For the first hit. I'll apply the damage to you, don't worry. And we go in for the second hit. With an 18 to hit. And that's 30. What the hell? That makes the other one feel a little off to me. Yep, no, that last one was proper amount. It was just a low roll. So
Did they even roll initiative?
No, it did roll initiative, but I didn't add it to the tracker, so you guys would be surprised, and it was basically readying its action. Well, actually, no, I don't believe you can.
Oh, yeah, ready to action would mean only at most one attack.
Yeah, you are correct. You got that. No, that was a good question.
Downed.
No, you are not downed on technicality. Good catch, Mega. Give yourself inspiration for that. Thank you. But yes, I'll add them to initiative, and we'll pick this up next time. All right. Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
Just for Mavet, do you want to flavor this up for me? Because you took the brunt of that critical hit.
So, with Mavet seeing the Minotaur crumble down, he begins to collect himself into peace as, you said it was a great sword?
Yep.
And as he's collecting himself into a smooth meditation standing up, the door opens as a great sword pierces him through the side, and you see a good amount of Mavet's smoke in his torso start to spill out.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. That was House Common Blood. Thank you guys so much for the session today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in this episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Where is the fire?